everybody, welcome to Immediate Meteorology. In this video we'll be talking about some very high risks for severe weather in the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. Especially in this image you can see, actually in Michigan, a bit of Indiana, and Ohio, we're actually seeing a whopping moderate risk, which we haven't seen one of those ever since the Dixie Alley tornado outbreak in the beginning of April for Easter. So it's been quite a long time since we've seen a moderate. So this is something very serious that I'm making a video about so that we can talk. So here's the same image there, just a little bit more zoomed out. Like I said, there's a moderate risk put in place for a lot of the main area of Michigan. And then we have a quite a big enhanced risk for also Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio. And then also a slight risk going all the way down through the Ohio Valley and even up into upstate New York, and quite a long marginal risk going into the deep south and southeast. So we have quite a lot of risks in a big area today, especially there for Michigan. Now we're going to talk about what we can see. Now the tornado risk isn't too high, especially since it's moderate. It's still a 5% risk, except this time it's a very widespread 5% risk. So there still is a chance for how big this area is of a 5% chance. There's a chance for maybe somewhere around here, where the moderate risk is, where you could have a 10% chance for tornadoes put in sometime today by the SPC. I wouldn't be too surprised, so look out for that if you live there. Wind outlook awfully high today, 45%. We also haven't seen that, I'm pretty sure, ever since I think beginning of May or sometime in April. And we also have a hatched region, so very high winds. Remember, this is actually all only from Cristobal. The southern storms down here, these are just looking to be frontal boundaries. But for the Michigan situation, this is actually from the remnants of Tropical Storm Cristobal. In my past videos about Cristobal, when it was down here in the Gulf, I was actually saying it will become a strong storm system and could produce some severe weather, like I said. Now we're going to look at our models. Here is our radar first. Firstly, right around now, we do have some storms popping up in the Great Lakes off the coast of West Michigan. And then we move through, and then they start to spread out, and there is already some supercell development in this group of storms right here, but you can kind of see that the cold frontal boundary here. This is just some pop-up general thunderstorms in the general thunderstorm risk, so that area is fine. But as I was saying, here's around where the frontal boundary is, so anything in front of the frontal boundary is where the supercells develop and is where the strongest of the storms are. And then we move through, and they start moving a little bit northeast more than east, especially this area of storms are blowing up. And then we do have some other storms down here for Indiana and southern Michigan that are starting to blow up. That'll also become a significant area, and same over here. So the frontal boundary is basically in between all of these. And then this is when they start to sort of connect. These groups of storms pop up. That's the one from over there, and then there's these ones down here. And you can, at this point, it kind of turns into a squall line. You can kind of see right here, sort of a squall line. We do have some behind thunderstorms, but it's not looking to be too severe. Maybe some damaging wind gusts, not too much. This hour right here is our main concern, because very defined line all the way down into the Ohio Valley and Kentucky. Very defined line of some supercells and thunderstorms. Little areas that could produce supercells. However, our supercell composite isn't very high today, and what we're focusing on today is this cluster of supercells and storms for Michigan for the moderate risk. I'm going to move it a little bit more eastward just to give you a better look. And this is when they sort of move offshore into the Great Lakes, and that's when they start to weaken. We still do have a slight risk here for this area of upstate New York and Pennsylvania. That's what these pop-up thunderstorms are. That's what they are. That's just causing a slight risk for them. Nothing too severe, I would say. And once they move offshore, they start to break apart and weaken. Now we're looking at our Cape. Not too high. The highest are more down in Indiana, where where the slight and enhanced risk is. But we do have some over here where the storms are first coming in. And you can kind of see a bow line right there. So that could indicate some very, very strong wind gusts. Here's our bulk here, awfully high today. Same area as that squall line. Especially these yellow over here. And actually, we haven't seen gold in a while, and we actually do have one or two areas that are having some shades of gold. So this is not something we see every day. It's something we see, especially for Michigan, maybe every a couple of years. It's been a while since that area has gotten a moderate risk, a very long while. Now, we're just taking a look at tomorrow's severe weather outlook. I just wanted to show it. Tomorrow I'll have a more in-depth look for the mid-Atlantic